Given this week's events, I figured now was a good time to talk about the downfall of the Migos because as a millennial who loves them, it was not supposed to be like this. So let's get into it. Offset, Takeoff, and Quavo become a group in 2008 called the Polo Club. Throughout the years, there was always rumors about how exactly they were related. People thought they were brothers or cousins somehow, but eventually we discovered that Quavo was Takeoff's uncle and Offset knew them through school. They eventually changed their name to the Migos as an ode to amigos in Spanish, and by 2013, they have their breakthrough moment. And that breakthrough moment came through none other than Versace. Everybody knows the song, it blew up everywhere, it was on the charts. And then Drake got on the remix. And if we remember anything about Drake at this time, is that if Drake got on your remix, you were certified going to move up to the next level of your career. It was done with. And I remember when this dropped, everybody was so excited for them. From 2013 to 2015, they kind of have like a slow burn. They're starting to blow up. The YRN mixtapes are going crazy. They're getting more and more features. And then in fall of 2015, they released Look at My Dab. And this was a cultural phenomenon. And it wasn't just the song, but it was the dance. Literally everybody and their mama, even the white folks, was doing the dab. And just to emphasize what a big moment the dab was, this is an article from E! News in 2016 talking about the cultural overload that the dab was to the point that it was being featured on the Script spelling bee. This was the moment that the Migos went from a black cultural staple to household names and mainstream artists. In fall of 2016, they signed to Kanye's Good Music, and a month after that, Bad and Bougie drops. Again, cannot be understated what a big moment Bad and Bougie is. That song stays on the Billboard Hot 100 for 36 weeks, 3 weeks at number 1, the first time that they had ever done that. Then in January of 2017, they released the Culture album, okay? It goes number 1 on the rap charts and the Billboard Hot 100, first time they had ever done that. It goes platinum within 7 months. Obviously, you had the lead single Bad and Bougie, but then you had the follow-up singles with T-Shirt and Slippery. As someone who was in college at this time, baby, this album brings back so much nostalgia, like it's so good. Obviously, 2017 is a huge year for them. Come the fall, they release Motorsport as a lead-up single into the Culture 2 album, which comes out in January of 2018. 2018, the album comes out. Stir Fry is another single that goes top 10 on the Hot 100. They're still riding a high. They're like doing great. They kind of like take the year off in a sense in 2019, and then they're gearing up to release the Culture 3 at the top of 2020, but then obviously COVID happens. They decide to delay the album, then they say, oh, we're going to change the name of the album, and there's a lot of back and forth at this time, but they finally released the album in July of 2021. But in 2022, this is where things get really messy. Yeah. Quavo and Saweetie were in a very public relationship from 2018 to 2021. When the group disbands in 2022, there are rumors that it happened because Offset messed with Saweetie. Now, this has never been confirmed, but I will say that Cardi has heavily been implying that this happened. Just to further prove the point, a lot of people think that this line in Every Time by Cardi is about that situation. Also, around this time, Quavo releases a song where he says this, heavily implying that this is, right. But to Offset's defense, he has said that did not happen. So as you can see, there was a lot of back and forth between these two during the breakup. And if I'm remembering correctly, Takeoff didn't really say anything. He was kind of playing it neutral. But sadly, a few months later in November of 2022, Takeoff is killed at only 28 years old. It's not only sad because his life was taken in such a senseless way and he's so young, but also because people were holding out hope that they would get together and make music and get along again, and that was officially gone. A few months later, at the 2023 Grammys, Quavo does a tribute for Takeoff. TMZ reports that Quavo and Offset got into it at the Grammys backstage because Quavo did not let Offset participate in the tribute. Offset did deny this happening, but again, you never know. However, a year later, Offset does post happy birthday to Quavo, so we can maybe assume that they're good now. Since the group has been broken up, Quavo has released some albums and some songs, but none of them have been as commercially successful as his stuff with the Migos. I would say the story with Offset's career has been relatively similar, releasing some album songs that really aren't making any noise. He's divorced Cardi, but over the last year or so, there's been a lot of rumors that he's broke and in gambling debt. 2 days ago, it's reported that Offset is shot. They immediately say that he's in stable condition, but everybody's like, what is going on? Then reports come out that little TJ was arrested for shooting Offset. Word on the curb is that Offset owed him $10K. He pulled up on him trying to get his money. Offset brushed him off, and then pow pow. Then we're getting stories like this, that he lost $900,000 gambling. Then earlier today, TMZ reports that a Detroit casino is suing Offset for $100K that he needs to pay. All of that said, if you would have told me when they first blew up that they would end up like this, I would have said, no, that's not them. That's not going to be their story. And honestly, it's sad, but rest in peace, Takeoff. Glad they're getting along again. And I hope that Offset gets this money situation figured out. You got kids. You can't be getting shot.